6 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, day after Labor Day. Time to do some morning drills. I did play yesterday. It was fun. Played a lot of mixed, played with and against my wife. That's always fun. All right, we'll just go there, I guess. Got San Antonio coming up. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. Yeah. So following weekend. So just less than 2 weeks. So that's what I kind of work on now, instead of working on this two-handed backhand, which I do like, but it's going to take a long time to get great at it. I kind of like that one right now, if that's out in front, and I just do a flick. Not a lot of power, but it's kind of surprising. But if I just perfect this forehand drive, I can just run around. So that's it too. And if I do the forehand drive, I'm already in my defensive position, because my idea is always focus on defense first, defend first, attack when it's there. So if I'm always ready to defend, I can't be surprised, right? I defend first, and then I attack when it's there, when I'm kind of forced to attack. Now, every once in a while, I can set up and attack. I mean, a lot of times, depending on the level of I'm playing against. I can set up, you know, a dink, because I know I'm going to do an inside-out attack in front of me. Or I'm dinking cross-court this way, and I'm just waiting on one a little high right here, and I'm going to roll it in front of me. I just like how accurate I am. Plus, in the games recently, I'm able to really roll into this corner now, like a power roll. Same with over here. I'm just power rolling it, like a drive drop, a drip. The drip shot's really working for me. Yeah, it's working really well. So obviously, what you need in this game is a good third shot, whether or not to drive or a drop or a drip. Drip. Safety drop. Safety drop is a two-handed squat and lift. That's my safety drop. That's safety drop. I just squat and lift. If somebody brings a lot of spin, I just get under it and lift it over. if somebody brings a lot of spin, because if it's too low, it's hard to drive successfully. That's the Ben Johns inside out. That's a good shot. And then I go down the line. So if I show down the line, show down the line, show down the line, and go inside out, it's a great shot. I like this drive, man. It makes me a threat. It sets up my partner. The solo practice, I mean, there's not a ton of things you can do, you know, because a machine, the ball would hit at you, or a partner. Partner's great for dinking. Anytime you got a partner, you want to work on dinking if you can. Otherwise, it's like a one and done. When I dink. But I'm just getting that pattern, right? That's kind of something new. Dip the paddle head down. Dip the paddle head down and roll it. That seems pretty good. Paddle head, dip, roll. Paddle head, dip, roll. Dip, roll. And that's kind of nice. So lately I've been pretty successful back here and going down this line against somebody that is not gonna Ernie, a threat to Ernie. In mixed, a lot of the females do not Ernie for whatever reason. A lot of people don't Ernie. Because if they aren't good at it, or fast, or if their partner isn't fast to be able to cover middle, it just gets them out of position. So sometimes you can't Ernie because your partner is not fast, or quick, or they're injured, or something like that. So that makes a difference. So I like that for because even though I'm working to be a right side player, I usually play left side in mixed, so I can be aggressive. So you really got to point this down and then just roll it. Up and roll. Point down, up and roll. Down, roll. All right? But it's got to be a sitter, you know? If the ball's coming hard, it's harder to do that. Maybe I could do it. Something new, you know? So I usually drop back with that leg. Ben Johns dips that shoulder. He rolls it with one hand. Yeah, so I think the key is pointing that down, point and roll. Point and roll. That's pretty good. Point and roll. So once they need a fourth over there, they got 4. I could have been the 4th, showing up at 6, but I wanted to drill. Sometimes if you feel your footwork slip in or something during the games, get back out drilling, man. Get back out, get the footwork going. So work on that. When you're doing your drive, turn early, anticipate the shot, turn early, load, follow through. Turn early. A lot of people are getting there late and then not getting that proper footwork. I'm noticing more and more. Because I wasn't a tennis player, so the footwork thing, I just did baseball, you know, kept the ball in front of me. Keep the ball in front of me, do baseball. I just did shortstop, right? Shortstop stuff. So I never had a drive stance. But now I've developed, Helly Spar would say, the Texas two-step. That kind of sucked, but no, the Danish two-step, sorry. Plus just loading this low and then just brushing through it is how I drive. And it's very consistent. I can do different tricks. Just setting up this way. Normal drive. I do a roll. Whatever I can add in that's consistent, that I'm always getting that ball in play, always giving my team a chance. Unattackable, consistent. I'm back up ready to defend, to reset. That's a good shot. So if you can be tricky here too, I've been doing that a lot lately. Just a little curl. When that ball's sitting in, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. You know, it just freezes that team. They don't know where it's coming because I can do anything. I can do anything. Run around the forehand and hit a power dink. It's just a really good shot. It does open holes though, so you got to have a pretty good partner that can cover that stuff. But if it's your best shot and if you got a great forehand, sometimes you don't need a backhand. I know that's some sacrilege out there, but if you can just run around that forehand, there's a lot of high-level players that do it. I mean, Tyson McGuffin, right? He runs around his Ferrari forehand. He wants to hit that forehand. He's gonna hit that forehand. And the new guy, Jack Sock, who just retired from tennis, I guess he got a big payoff by the PPA, as he runs around, you know? They run around that forehand, but they're also very quick. I do like this now. That's something good. It's hidden. It's hidden. Ooh. It's pretty consistent. Oh, I did that lob the other day. right over that backhand there. A lot of people just let it go because they think it's going out. It's not a shot you see every day. I really do like right side going down this line here, because usually if they aren't an earnier, they will move to middle right there, and you can go down that line because it's a very difficult shot. You got to be super accurate, but it works. It works. And then you get that a couple times. Now they start covering line. Their partner shifts over. Now you have that roll across court. All about building holes. Build a hole, fill the hole. Build the hole, fill the hole. So, third shot, reset, put that in, oh, come on. Put the reset in front of my partner. Now I'm here, I'm ready, I get the ball. And then I can bring that back in front of me. They dink it here, and then I go there. 4 steps, just like playing chess. I'm setting up patterns. So my pattern is drive, okay, they get it to me. I reset back in front of my partner. They dink it here. I go to that corner. They dink it forward, and then I can go down this line. I can lob here, or I can roll there. So, patterns. That way you kind of know, just like chess moves, you know, the gambits. There's a name for the chess move. So this is, I don't have names for my thing. I did when I taught MMA. Like I would do OC hook, OC hook, right? 1, 2, hook. I would do plays. I would call out a play instead of the numbers. I would call it out a name of a play, and they would know 1, 2, right? Drop, take down. So they would know the play. I'm surprised that hasn't happened in MMA. I was the only one to do it, as far as I know. I've never heard anybody else do it. So my play right side, I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna reset. I can reset back in this corner, right? They bring it here, and now I have a lob there. That's another play. I drive down this line, they reset, I go to the number 2, right? They dink here, and now I have that lob in the corner. Okay? So I'm just looking for these things. So I don't have to think, I just can do. So I go to the number 2, they go to the 2, I go to the 2, they dink here, I got the lob in the corner. Drip shot to that corner. That one's gonna get popped up to my partner. I'm coming middle. I don't worry about this side. There's certain things that happen over and over and over and over and over. I mean, I've been doing this 7, 8 years, and there's just certain patterns that happen over and over and over. Find, and it works both ways. I'm gonna have my pattern. Most people never pick up on it, but I pick up quickly on my opponent's patterns. The first thing I want to know is, what is their favorite shot? Do they run around their forehand? Do they love their forehand? Do they drive off their backhand? Are they a better backhand player? A better forehand player? And something happened over here. I got a notification. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so the first thing I want to know is, what is my opponent's favorite shot? Are they a forehand bias? Are they a backhand bias? Do they hold backhand, right? I want to figure out what's their favorite shot. Do they just like to play forehand? Do they drive their backhand? Do they drive it in a certain spot typically? Do they always drive down the middle? So if somebody is a forehand bias player and loves the drive, all they're going to see from me are backhands, okay? They aren't going to see a forehand. And then hopefully because I'm accurate, I can hit spots. Some people just can't. I've said to players, hey, you got to hit that person's backhand, because I noticed that they were forehand dominant. And they're like, I'll try, I just not that accurate. So then I get it. So then it is what it is. But so to me, people shouldn't give me a forehand, you know? Scott Moore just got inducted into the Pickleball Hall of Fame. I know his patterns. It doesn't mean I can beat it, but you give him a backhand, on the third he's gonna drop it. You give him a forehand, he's gonna rip it. He attacks his forehand and he drops his backhand. Same thing here. He gets that ball in the middle, he's ripping it at your face. He gets that ball, he's ripping it at your face. He does that too. Kind of curls it. Gives that grunt. That's one of my favorite shots. That one. Boop. I did that yesterday. Man, it wasn't on video though. They gave me a dink here and I was like this. Man, and it just took off. Ungettable. But it was like out of the air. Out of the air I did it. I've done it a couple times in games, and in this whole time, it's such a difficult shot to pull off. It looks simple, but it is not. What I can't work on is blocks, right? Because I don't have a partner. So I can't work on blocks, but it's one of my best shots is a block because I sit backhand. So I sit backhand. Sometimes I'll put that second hand out. When I know this person just likes to attack and I have a super aggressive, solid partner, I'll sit like this just because every time I hit a ball, I can just snap it at them or I'm ready for the block. I'm taking away their time by sitting out here, you know? Yes, they can try to bring me forehand, but it's pretty quick flip here and I can still get it. But if this person is aggressive enough, I can just sit in backhand. You know, I give them all that court. The knee, yeah, my knee's feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Every once in a while it'll lock up. I mean, but that's what a meniscus does. But now I can just take like 30 seconds, shake it out, and I'm back in the game. So this is a shot that people aren't expecting, you know? They're expecting this backhand. They're expecting to see the backhand. But if I can do that one, oh, that was horrible. That's pretty bad. That's, I mean, I'm not running around my forehand. I'm just doing an inside out here. And then a good shot for that one is that shot down the middle. So that's something unique I might work on today. Because normally I'm just here and then I'm gonna either push the dink across or I'm gonna slice it, you know, or I'll do a two-hand, just keeping it back in play. But I do like that. I do like that. It's gonna be something unique, puts a lot of power into that dink, as long as it's super consistent. Okay, let's move this camera back. I don't know if it's any fun not to see where that ball lands, really. That's gonna take some work. I think I have to be turned this way to be able to do it right. If it's right in front of me, that's gonna take some work. But that's a pretty good shot. Normally I just push it, you know. I lock my elbow in and push. But if I can be deceptive, you know, move to a pause. You know, I always thought that would be a great dink, just like in the kitchenette here. I mean, what can they do with it if you put it there? You know, if you put it within a foot and a half of that kitchen, what can they do with that? Lob, probably, but that might be it. So I just thought if you could just do a low energy dink, just right over the net and be consistent with it, you know, what can they do with that? Just as a defensive shot. Just as a super defensive shot. All right, this bucket is almost done. So if I'm here, so I want to try, yeah, there it is. Oh yes, that's it. You know, do that a couple times, right? I got this person to center, bring him to center, and then roll that sucker. Yeah, I have to have it held a certain way for this to work, like a shovel. Yeah, that's just a purely defensive dink. All right, let's see, almost done. Then I'll probably, that'll be my 300. When I'm training, I want to hit at least, you know, 3 buckets. But right now I'm also training, but by playing, because there's some people who just like to purely attack everything. So it's making me ready, more ready. Okay, that's the bucket. All right, so drive, reset to my number 4, attack down the middle. Drive, and then they usually bring it back over here. So I go to my number 4, my partner's up in the middle, and then if they bring it here, I can lob in the corner. Drive, they bring it over here, I bring to my number 4, they bring it to my number 4, I go down that line. That's only if they give that to me. But typically the shot from here is drive, they bring it over here, I'm there, and then my partner are in the cat and mouse. I'm up here, my partner in the cat and mouse, waiting. Drive, they bring it wide here, I move up. If they move it here, I attack forward. I attack forward, backhand. Drive, they bring it over here. I bring to the number 4. Oh yeah, that's what I'm working on. Oh, let's bring it back to the beginning. Drive, they bring it over here, point down and roll. Point down, roll. Drive, they bring it here, point down, roll. Yeah, it's not good. Drive down the line. They dunk it over, point down, roll. Down the line. Bad footwork. Drop drive. That one always goes in front of them. If they do bring it here, I can bring it down that line because that person would have shifted the middle. I think that's the key. Point that paddle down and then roll it up. Point that paddle head down, roll up. I think that's important. Okay, that's it. Now that I've thoroughly bored you to tears. I don't know, it was fun. I like drilling like this and videoing because then I go back and watch it myself to learn. Oh, look at my footwork there. Oh, you know, I really didn't notice that when I was doing it. That's what that looks like. So that's why I do it. And then, you know, a lot of people like to watch it, and I'm usually constantly teaching different nuggets of information. So hopefully you can get something out of it. Yeah. So getting ready for San Antonio. I might play in Vegas next Wednesday. I'm going to contact Alex Simon. He's one of our pros on our team. See if he's out of Vegas, see if he wants to play. But I've been, you know, testing my knee out. It feels really good. I could play in San Antonio for sure, 100%, but we didn't know in time. So our manager, Mark Milner, had to have time to be able to either get a sub or make sure he knows how many of our team is going. All right, talk to you later. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thank you. Boop. Oops.